Hello, everyone. Welcome to Realty Executive Plus in Mississauga. I have the great pleasure of introducing Scott Gilmour, broker record, and the regional owner of Ontario. And I asked Scott a very simple question. What are the top 3 things that an agent can do to differentiate themselves from this incredible market that we're in? Plus, how to set themselves apart from the 80,000 plus agents that are here in Ontario?
Well, first of all, thanks, Herbert, for having me. I appreciate that. We do get that question a fair bit. And over the years that I've been doing this, the one factor, the main one, is consistency.
Yeah.
Right? You have so many agents that are trying a certain thing, but they're not being consistent. But you really need to develop the plan first of what you're going to be doing and be consistent in those tasks. Okay? The consistency of communicating with your database, the consistency of always trying to add to your database, right? So prospecting obviously is something that you have to do. Everybody has to do that.
Yeah.
And you have to be consistent with it.
That's right. Yeah. And I find that too with a lot of our agents is a lot of them give up, or at least like myself, you get frustrated because you're like, well, I'm being consistent. I'm showing up in the office. I'm doing the door knocking. I'm doing the flyering. But then I don't see any result because, I've been doing it for 2 months. It's not working. What do you say to that? Yeah.
Well, again, it's doing the consistency and understanding that everything you do is going to have time built into it, right? When we do see that agents will go from, okay, I see someone over there is being successful. I'm going to try what they're doing. Oh, there's somebody over here.
That's right.
So instead of being consistent in your own plan, people will jump around, and unfortunately that doesn't work, right? So you have to develop your plan, develop the consistency, as we say, but then you have to be persistent with it.
Yes.
Right? And what happens is people usually stop just before it's ready to work. Right?
I've been guilty of that because you feel like you're spinning your tires in mud somehow. You're giving all this effort, but nothing's happening. And now that I've been doing this for 2 years and I look back at everything that I've done, I realize that those 6 months, those 8 months of my calling people, emailing, texting, and just social media, I find that was needed in order to get here now where I'm at with listings and everything, because it just took, for me personally, took time. That time was needed in order to get to where I'm at today. And I think you're right. I think a lot of agents do quit just before they're about to reach that turn in the corner.
And the other thing too is that they get to a point and it's just about to start, just about to give them the results that they need. And then you're right, they sort of go, okay, wait, I'm going to try this. But the idea behind the persistence is it's not just that you're doing it just to a certain point. It's consistently doing it, consistently monitoring it, and being persistent in not only that, but also looking at how do I keep moving this forward. Right?
Right.
You're going to get to a spot where you think, okay, I've plateaued. Well, it's brought you there for a reason. Now you just have to tweak what you're doing, be persistent in what you're doing, but just tweak it and your results will continue to grow. That's part that a lot of people forget about.
That's right. Yes. And then how do you maintain that? What would be the third point then?
Well, third point is accountability.
Yeah.
The word that a lot of realtors don't want to hear, because I'm an independent contractor.
Yes, I'm a business.
Right? Yeah. I'm running my own business, and you are. But you have to understand that accountability is something that every successful company, doesn't matter if they're in real estate or not, they have accountability. You look at the big, the publicly traded companies, the big CEOs, and they're accountable. They're accountable to the shareholders. They're accountable to the corporation. They don't just fly by the seat of their pants. They have a plan, right? They're looking at being committed on what they have to do. They're being persistent in what they're doing, and then they're accountable. And the part of accountability is that it's not there to come down on somebody and go, hey, this is what you should. It's actually looking at and saying, are you doing the task that you said you would do?
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you looking at what the results are? Are you being accountable to those results? And if you're finding that your results aren't giving you what you want, you have to look and say, okay, how do I tweak this? And that's part of the accountability. It's not just saying, hey, you said you would do this. It's more helping you grow through the accountability,
Yeah.
right? And I can tell you all the top agents, all the top brokerages throughout North America, they all have a coach. They
Correct.
all have accountability.
Of course, and the reason they have it is because what I personally seen is approaching you and approaching Bunny is, hey, I got this idea and this is what I want to do. It's great to bounce these ideas off of you because then you can say, okay, that's great that you want to do this. I suggest you do this, this, and this to avoid those pitfalls, right? The longer that it would take you to get there. Now you can reduce that time, and I can be more successful with what I want to implement. I can have now a roadmap that gets me there quicker with less headaches. So
yeah, I basically I look at that as being avoiding the trial and error period.
Correct.
Right?
I would rather go to somebody who's already done it, who's already failed a couple of times. It's like, how do I avoid a lot of this stuff? And I think that's
yeah.
And I think that's what's key about this brokerage here is, and that's why I joined in particular, because I was looking for that direction in business. I wanted accountability. I want to be able to speak to somebody and approach them and say, you have more experience than me. This is what I want to do. How do I get there? And you have like yourself where it's like, no problem. This is what you're going to do, A, B, and C, so that way you get to D.
Yeah, and that's where the accountability really is partnering with a coach.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it is. It's a mentor, it's a coach. It's just being able to share what you're doing and having the open-mindedness to say, how do I tweak this? What suggestions can you give me to grow?
Correct.
Right?
And that's the beauty of this brokerage, because I've seen other, on Instagram and on websites, there's a ton of coaches out there for real estate that you pay some big money for.
Yes.
But you can avoid all of that by just joining here at this brokerage, because we have you, we have Bunny, we actually have a game plan in place that will teach you everything you need to know to avoid those pitfalls and get to success a lot quicker than paying, one of those big companies out there who are going to be doing pretty much the same thing that we're doing here. So I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough when I started that the company I was with, they had in-house mentorship, as we do. So I've sort of modeled our brokerage around a very successful brokerage that I joined when I first got into business, and it was all about that. It was all about, the accountability, the mentorship, the, how can we help you grow? And that's what I learned, and that's what I'm sharing, and that's what people like yourself and Bunny and other parts of our leadership team, that support for our executives, can really see how they succeed from that.
You're correct, and we've seen it. We've seen brand new agents come in, and within a couple of months, they're already doing their deals, and they already feel supported. And we have fantastic stories of agents who, even though they're new, were able to secure deals because they have a team in place, and they have you and they have Bunny who can go out there and talk to people and secure these deals, and that's an incredible thing.
Yeah, and and the other part to look at too is we have veterans that are 30 plus years in the business, and they're still growing their business, and that's pretty exciting because they come, they share, they learn still after all these years, but it's helping them grow their business as well.
That's right. So if you guys are looking for a brokerage to join, that's going to help you grow. It's going to help you, give you direction, and not only direction, but accountability. This is the place to do it at. We actually have an accountability program where you can join, and now we will help you grow your business. We'll give you the roadmap, and we'll be there with you every step of the way. So if you're looking to join a brokerage that's going to give you all of that, message me. We get to meet Scott. We'll give you a plan. Even if you don't join us, you'll walk away with at least a plan to understand how to grow this business. So thank you so much, Scott, for joining me and answering my questions. And
appreciate that.
Hopefully I see you guys soon.